Clair lune from scratch. Now, normally you see me working with a laptop on top of my piano, but for today's lesson, before we get started, I thought I'd show you an interesting option. I have here a 23-inch LCD monitor. It's running off of my laptop right next to it, but I want you to see what an interesting view this offers. 23 inches at this size, I'm basically able to view the music 2 pages at a time, full size. There's no reduction in size, making it really very, very comfortable. And with my air turn, I can turn pages, of course, hands-free, 1 at a time or 2 at a time. There's one other interesting option that I'd like to show you, especially for those of you that are having difficulty reading smaller printed music. The program I'm running to read my music is called Music Reader. Music Reader is a very flexible music viewing program. In addition to 2-page views, you can also view your music half a page at a time. And the unique thing about this program, unlike other document or image viewers, which you can actually view half a page at a time with those programs too, but they simply cut the page in half. Music Reader actually has an algorithm that recognizes the white space between stabs. So you can see the top half over here, but then when I change the page with my foot, you can see the bottom half, and it'll recenter, and it won't simply cut off in the middle. So each half of the music gets intelligently recentered. Now you can see on this monitor, it's quite large, and even from this distance, you can probably see the notes pretty clearly. So if you're having vision problems, or if you just want to have a clearer view of the music, or you don't want to deal with the hassle of having stacks of books on top of your piano, you might want to consider a digital alternative, using your computer to read music and using interesting viewing options. If your laptop is too small, you might want to try outputting the view into a monitor like this one. They're not expensive anymore. These LCD monitors have gone down in price tremendously, so they're more affordable than ever. So if you want to have more information about digital music readers and different technologies available for working with your music in a digital format, I invite you to visit my website at www.airturn.com. Okay, so let's get started right away. We're going to be taking a look at measures 19 and 20, hopefully, if we have time. And you can see on the music, that's going to encompass this measure and this measure over here. Now, to save time, I've gone ahead and clipped them already, and I've pasted them onto our workspace over here. And let's go ahead and X out. This is tied over here. Let's take a look at the right-hand notes to begin with, okay? Again, we're in the G clef area here, so great. On this line over here, great, big dog, fur, and right after the F is a G over here, but of course that's going to be flatted, so that's going to be a G flat to get us started. And again, just to save us a little bit of time, I know that these are all octaves, okay? So it's going to move as such over here, okay? So let's just go ahead and map out our notes knowing that these are octaves. G flat, this moves up to the very next ledger line since we've run out of lines, so this is an A flat, okay? Now, again, we're running out of lines here, so to climb up, we create an extra little mini line over here. A, B, C, that's a safe note up here, okay? Now we start climbing down the ledger line. This very next note over here is a B flat. Can you see how that works? B, climb down the ledger line to the G flat over here. See how that works? Okay. So, just the octaves, let me show you how that works, okay? G flat, A flat, C, B flat, G, okay? And as you can see, we also have these little notes in the middle here, okay? Take a look at that, all right? So let's go ahead and find those notes as well, okay? Let's find this one first. So after that A flat octave, okay, A flat, skip the next space, A, B, C, D, E. So that's an E flat in the middle here, okay? So we're going to play that E flat in the middle with a second finger, all right? We'll go ahead and put a 2 over there. There we go. And then we have another little note down here. Just kind of counting from the top of that, you can see B flat, go down the ledger line over here, and that's going to be a G flat over there, okay? And we're going to use a third finger for that one. So let me go ahead and erase, oops. Let me go ahead and erase that and put a third finger over here, okay? So because these are different shapes in the middle notes, second finger here, and then a third finger here. See how that works? Okay? And these are all being octaves. So now let's take a look at the F clef down here. You notice we're jumping down, we're jumping clefs down. Okay, so from here, fall down ball. After the B, fall down ball. Right over here is an A. We know that's going to be an A flat. Okay, so and this is also an octave down here. Okay, we're going to catch that with our pedal. I'll show you the pedaling a little bit later. But then we jump up quite a bit to get to this note over here. So let's find our space over here. This is the F line over here, as we see from the F clef. So right above that F is going to be that G. Change that to a G flat, okay? Now what we're going to do is I'm going to map these 3 notes as one fingering group, and then these 2 as another fingering group. So to do that, I'm going to jump up from this A flat octave. I'm going to jump up to another 5, okay, to start off the next group over here. So the left hand is going to jump up to 5 on the G flat here. Okay, now let's take a look at the next few notes. G flat, right note over here. That's A flat over here. Now I'm going to skip. We can see these are jumping to line, 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 line. Okay, those 3 notes come together here. So that comes out to an E flat, a C, and an A flat down here. Okay, and then we can see A, B, C. Okay. Now what's going to happen fingering-wise, you can see I kind of played it out already. 1, 2, 4, and a 2. Okay, take a look at this. 5. Now everything's going to be right in place as soon as my 5th finger is in place here. These next 4, 3, 4, 2, 1. Okay, and this is 2nd finger in place again since it's already inside the chord. See how that works? Okay. Now we're going to reset our hand to a new position to play these next 2. Okay, let's find these notes quickly. That was C. So this down here is a B flat. Okay, B flat. We're going to use a 4th finger down here. And B flat, C, D, E flat, and a G flat over here. Okay, it's just a matter of following where the notes are falling on these ledger lines. Okay, and the fingering is going to be 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay? And then we're going to use, since our 4th finger allows us to keep a 5th finger free, we're able to reach down with our 5th finger to play this G flat over here. And I don't know if you noticed this, but if you look at the bottom notes in the left hand, and then the top notes, or the octaves, in the right hand, they parallel each other. See how that works? Okay? So let's put the whole thing together. We may just stop with this measure, a lot of notes here, and then in the next lesson we'll tackle measure 20. So let's take a look at how this is all put together. Okay? Now the left hand is going to reset into a new position here. Okay? Now I'm changing the pedal just for illustrative purposes, but in actuality what we're going to do, we're going to hold the pedal down for the entire measure and not change until we get to here. Okay? So it's actually going to sound like this. The pedal is going to come to, it's already being held down. When you play the A flat, you change, catch it again. Okay? So that's a look at measure 19. In our next lesson, we'll take a look at measure 20. I'll see you in the next lesson.